and can you have somebody, do that task for you? Okay, so we're live. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Sid Hameed with Brickfront Properties and Construction. We were trying to get our technology put together. So here we are. Welcome. So tonight what we're going to be talking about is going to be virtual assistants and outsourcing and delegation. So a lot of times, as a CEO and entrepreneur, we're trying to get as much time, in a day as possible, right? So we only got 24 hours in a day. Is how do you get, 2,400 hours in a day? You do that by delegating and hiring people and outsourcing to the right people for the right tasks to get the right results. So that's, whose music is that? Turn that music off. Or put it on mute. Whose music is that? Yeah, put it on mute. So, okay, so outsourcing, delegation, and hiring virtual assistants to be able to grow and scale your business. This is something that I had to do like about 8-9 years ago. I had a huge office space here in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and I was paying a lot of money for rents and had a whole staff of 35 people and a whole bunch of people. So I had to basically make a decision as a real estate broker. We had a bunch of agents and stuff, and during the winter months, they don't come in. October, November, December, January, it was hard for them to get there. So I shut the office down, and then I brought the office back here to my home, and then I basically outsourced everything to Australia, India, the Philippines, to be able to leverage the dollar and to be able to get more things done. So I wanted to get things done while I was asleep. And as I learned more about outsourcing and delegation, and as I started to learn more about, some of the firms out there, some of the guys that are doing 20, 30, $50 million and how they're growing their business and scaling their business, I started to follow their methods and their processes. And then I started to adapt those things. It was hard for me in the beginning, but then, I got my process together. And I've been outsourcing, like I said, for the last 7 to 8 years. I have a team of 7, 8 people at the moment. And everything that I was doing out of my Upper Marlboro office is what I'm able to do overseas, using Skype, using technology, using data points and stuff like that. So right now, we're a real estate company. And so we are wholesalers, we're builders, we're developers, we fix homes. Just to give you a little bit of background, I've been in construction since 1989, been a home inspector for over 20 some years. I ran a real estate brokerage for over 15 years, had over 100 some agents working for me, licensed for DC and Maryland, Virginia. And so I'm trying to basically get to the sale and get to the activity quickly as possible by having the right people in the right areas. And so I learned how to get rid of the bullshit, right? Eliminate the people that I didn't need, and just to focus on the stuff that I needed. So I streamlined. So right now what I do today is primarily look for motivated sellers, and we do that by using different technology and different platform, and then we do list stacking. And then I have the virtual assistants in the Philippines primarily at the moment to clean up the list, to remove the duplicates, and then to determine which leads we're going to go after. And then we do a text message broadcast, and then we do a ringless voice message broadcast, and then we send out emails as we need to. So everything happens through the overseas platform, and we have a database that we watch and monitor. And the VAs are primarily the ones that are getting the heavy lifting out the way. They're making the constant phone calls. They're sending out the emails, the text messages, responding, and doing the follow-up. And what they do is they create a schedule for me to go on appointments, or other realtors on my team to go on appointments. So what I've been able to do is to delegate certain leads in certain areas. So we have Prince George's County, Washington, D.C., Howard County, Anne Arundel County, Montgomery County, Fairfax, Arlington, Alexandria. So the process to have little teams of people, and we bring the leads in through our VAs, and then we basically outsource the leads through these little teams, and they go out and close the deals, and we split the profits and split the commissions. So if you want to grow your business and scale your business, and you're in the position to afford virtual assistants, because they do cost money. It's a real business. So you got to have a budget, and you got to have income to be able to sustain this, right? So I spend about $3,000 a month based on my subscriptions, based on my tools, based on my payroll. And then for that $3,000 a month, I'm able to run my whole back end operation, from lead generation to the marketing, to the sales, to the follow-up, and the bookkeeping. And then also I have my taxes also done here in the US, but then I have my bookkeeper, work with QuickBooks and work with Intuit Online to get all my reconciling done and how much money I spent that month and that week or that quarter. So she logs into my Wells Fargo account, and then she does that. So virtual assistants, outsourcing, and delegating, you have to be ready as a CEO if you want to scale your business. So it's not for everybody. It does take time to train them, to educate them, to bring them up to speed, to get them in line with your business model and what you're hoping to gain. So one of the things, when I was at Keller Williams, I worked there, and they had a company called My Outdesk, and I hired some virtual assistants there. A lot of the people think they could just hire a VA and the VA will do everything for them. And it doesn't work like that. You as a CEO have to be able to have a process. You have to have a system. You have to have your tasks that need to get done, and you got to have accountability, and you got to be able to lead, right? So managers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, you have to be able to lead, and you have to be able to direct and delegate. And if you can't do that, and you're not able to manage staff and manage people, then it's going to be hard for you to really have a successful virtual assistant. One of the things that we do is we have a meeting every Thursday, and we meet with the whole entire team. We talk about the sales department, the marketing department, the administrative department, and everything else, the miscellaneous stuff that happens during that week, that month, that quarter. And then we're constantly building. We're constantly trying to improve. We're looking for new technology, new tools, new resources. So currently we're using stuff like PropStream. We're skip tracing our data. We're doing list stacking through absentee owners, people that have a lot of equity or no mortgages. And then we're also looking at probate inherited properties with equity, no mortgages. And then we're also looking at pre-foreclosures. So a lot of this stuff can be done using the right tools, the right systems, the right technology, and the right VAs, right? And so just because you hire a virtual assistant and you delegate and you spend $300 a month, phone call. I have to call you back. So just because you have a budget, you spend $300 to $500 a month, you have to know what the hell you want, right? What are your goals? What are your sales objectives? How many sales are you trying to reach? How many appointments are you trying to have that week, that month? Okay, but you have to be also working. You can't just hire VAs and forget about it and sit back, right? So it's a business. So what I've learned over the years is, the interview process. So the way we interview our VAs and the way we hire them, we don't just hire the first one, right? So we interview people multiple times, and then we have the current staff also do a group interview. So we usually interview them 3 times. The first cover letter comes in for the open task or the job that we have. We analyze it, we review it, we pick the top 3, 4 cover letters, the resumes, and then from there, one of my virtual assistants will call them, talk to them, interview them, talk to them. We have a questionnaire that we ask, and then if they get approved from the first stage, and then it goes to the second stage of interview where we have a group panel interview them as a group. And then if that gets approved, then it goes to the third panel. Then I get on the phone with that person. And then normally at that point, I'm looking to see how they speak, see how they write. And then we usually have a DISC test that's taken. So every virtual assistant has to have a DISC test taken, so we could know what their strengths are, their weaknesses are, and then we know which category to put them into. Okay. So, and then that's part of the process. And then what we do is we hire them for 30 days, we try them out, we take them through the training process. And if we like them, then after that, we'll keep them, and then we'll try them out for another 30 days, usually a 90-day cycle. And if they behave well and they're doing everything that's supposed to be done according to the structure, and you as the CEO have to create that structure in terms of what you want. And then we do a performance review, and then from there, we have an open dialogue. But then on the performance review, the rest of the team is part of that performance review, and the rest of the team is also asking questions for that person. So it's a team environment, and that's what I've been able to create and establish. Again, I've been doing this for over 7 years, and I've had as many as 12, 13 VAs for different tasks, for marketing, for Facebook, for Twitter, for LinkedIn, for sales, for skip tracing, lead generation, just the follow-up process, setting up appointments, calling people back. So it works, but it only works if you, as the CEO and the entrepreneur, are willing to work your business. You got to work your business, man. You got to show up, and leaders lead. Okay, so if you could lead your virtual assistants, and you know what to outsource, and you know that you're very clear about your results and your objectives, it works. But you got to show up. So over the years, I figured out this whole process, and I hire over time. So I don't just hire a whole bunch of people at one time. So I hire what I need. I take them around the track, get them trained, and then I position there. Then I get the next one and the next one and so forth. So right now, we have a pretty solid team. And one of the things we're going to do today is we're going to show you and introduce you to our team and what they do and how they work and some of the tasks that they do. So again, this is my second time doing this Facebook Live thing. So if we make a couple of mistakes, it is what it is, bro. So right now I'm gonna share my screen here. And so if you tell me if you guys can see my screen. So this is my team at the moment. Can you guys see my screen? It's Christine, Jomer, Paul. Can you guys see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so this is my team. This is Paul, Rucka, Christine, Jomer, and Mei Lee. Okay, so we use Skype and to do all of our communication and stuff like that. We also have our group is called No Shady People, and then in this particular group, in this particular folder, this is where when we log in, and we're basically keeping track of everybody's attendance, and then also their timesheets and different just communication back and forth. So the thing is, it's all energy, right? So we want to be really careful with the people that we bring onto our team, and then how we communicate with them, and then because one bad apple could mess up a lot, right? And then so we have Ronnie's here in the local area. This guy is in India, and then Willie is here in Silver Spring. So you could pretty much outsource anything. Okay, so I created this little PowerPoint just to kind of keep on track. The purpose of the whole virtual assistants and outsourcing and delegation is, work, life, and balance, right? So I'm not trying to work all the time, but if you got the right people, you're able to, get that extra, 20, 50, 60 hours a week to be able to do that. And again, it's a way and it's a process on how you hire people. And also you have to be ready to be able to, one, have the budget, right? So you have to ask yourself, things that a virtual assistant could do for you before you hire them. And so ask yourself, create a plan, right? Set up a system, prepare your training. How are you going to train them? Your onboarding process. Are they going to be sales? Are they going to be marketing? Are they going to be administrative? Are they going to be handling your bookkeeping, your accounting? So what are you hiring them for? And you as a CEO have to be very clear about that. And again, that takes a little time, but if you're really connected to your business and you're connected to your outcome, and you're a good CEO and entrepreneur, it's not that difficult. And then also just basically, do you need to hire a virtual assistant? And if you do, ask yourself some of these questions. Are you spending a lot of time on administrative things, right? Are you doing jobs and work that could be done by a virtual assistant by outsourcing as a $10 job or a $5 hour job? And can you have somebody, do that task for you? So we all have to determine that on our own. Like, my time is worth a lot more than $5 an hour, doing data entry, cleaning up the database, things like that. I could get the right people for the right position to do those things for me. And so you have to ask yourself, these questions. And then if you guys want these slides, we'll make these slides available. Just put it in the comments, and then we'll have these slides available to you guys as well. So today's live Facebook is primarily just talking about how you could grow and scale your business through virtual assistants. And this particular slide talks about, where can you get these guys from? Here's a list of, places like Upworks, My Outdesk, freelancers. I've used My Outdesk, so there are trained real estate virtual assistants. They know how to ask the right questions. They know how to close. You can hire them. So you usually have a 20-hour package, a 40-hour package. So a 40-hour package is typically about $800 to $900 a month. 20-hour package is between $400 to $500 a month. And then you have different tiers, senior level, mid-level, entry-level person. And again, you have to know your budget, and you have to understand that it does cost money, but if you got a pretty solid process, pretty solid system, $1 in will give you $3 out, right? You put $1 in, you get $3 out. So for me, it's just an investment. And then for me, it's to be able to open up my time so I could do the things that I want to do with my wife, and to be able to travel, and to be able to think and to grow, and just to go to events and stuff like that. Okay, so these are some of the resources, and I have some additional stuff that I'll send you, so you guys will have that too. But if you guys have any questions, just type in your questions on the chat there. And then, so right now I have a few of my VAs monitoring the communication, and then we will basically answer any questions you guys have. And then I will basically, at the moment, introduce you to the sales team, and then also to the staff. And so, Paul, why don't you take a moment to just explain what you do on a daily basis for the company, and then Miley's the sales department, Paul's the admin department, and then Jomer and Christine are the marketing department, and then Rucka does the sales. So, okay, Paul, why don't you take a moment to kind of just explain some of the things that you do on a daily basis for us?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Paul. So basically, I handle the back end side of the day-to-day activities. Running the back end requires require a couple of tasks that needs to be done, like in a manner that uh, I need to like go ahead and make sure that I log in ahead of majority of my colleagues. So preparing the dialer and also the list of like contacts that I gather from Vulcan 7 and all of the lists that I actually get from Sid. So aside from that, any issues that would arise, basically, whether if it's coming from the CRM, uh, I actually handle it as well. And I make sure that any issues that arise, I'll be able to attend to and like make sure that aside from relying to the CRM support, I'm able to go ahead and make sure that I think outside of the box so that everything would go up smoothly. So I think that's basically well, what I do, except for, of course, those intricate part that has something to do with handling Excel and also the triggers, including the CRM. So I think that's it.
All right. So thanks for sharing that, Paul. So
Okay.
the thing is with the, as a real estate company, right? So our job is to, get to that kitchen table to get the homeowner to sign a contract, right? So in order to do that, you have to make a lot of phone calls, okay? You gotta constantly do the follow up, and you gotta be able to be on your grind like every single day. Like real estate is about 7 days a week, okay? And it works if you're willing to have a system and a process. And I'm just sharing. Can you guys see my screen back here? You can see this, Paul, Christine. Can you see my screen? Yes?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so this is our organization chart for the company. So we have our admin department and the tasks that everybody does here in the admin side that happens on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And then we have our HR department in terms of our process, how we hire the VAs, the interview we do. And then of course, we have our payroll process. Then we have our marketing department process. And then how we do the marketing, who does the marketing. And then here we have the lead generation department, and then how the call center is able to get the leads. So one of the things we do, we buy like anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 leads, per month. So these are, and we list stack, we stack it. We do absentee owners, we do either pre-foreclosures, high equity, or behind on taxes. So we could target, right? We want to target market the right people so we're not wasting our time just talking to the wrong clients, right? So our job is to, one, look for wholesale deals, two, look for fix and flip deals, and then also to look for listings. If we can help people with short sales or listings, we'll do that as well. And then we refer out leads to agents that we can't do. So for example, if we have leads in, Winchester or Frederick, Virginia, or Loudoun County, we're not there. So we will work with the local agent in those areas, and we will bring in the lead, and then we'll outsource that lead to them. And then we will basically get our commission from there. We use this tool called Kogo. It's a mind mapping tool, and inside the mind map, you're able to create your organization chart, and then everything that everybody does on a daily basis. I just got a message. Hold on a second. What'd you say, Mandy? Talk to me. Can you see me? What'd you say on your text message?
No, I didn't send a text.
Oh, they cannot see that? Oh, they can't see the thing? They cannot see my screen?
No, just you.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Anyway, so I was sharing my screen, but unfortunately, you guys can't see it. Let me go back here. Can you see this screen? No?
No, just your video. They can just see your video.
Oh, okay. All right, so Christine, why don't you take a minute and explain what you do for the company and what are some of your duties in the back end?
Yeah, so hi everyone who's watching. So anyway, we're in the marketing department. I work with Jomer. So we work together as a team here. And so what we do is we create ads and post this one on all of the social media platforms, and uh, then we syndicate things. We capture the data of our post to know what is working. So guys, when you see it, when you see our post, our ads, please hit the like button and share it so we can share it to everyone, to the followers, to everyone, so that we can share the whatever is on the mind of Sid. So yeah, just don't forget to hit the like button and share.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Hey, so Maylee, why don't you take a minute, explain what you do, Maylee?
Hi everyone. So I work under Sid, and I work with this lovely team that he has. So what I do is handle the sales department. So what I do is I manage the traffic for the incoming text messaging in one of the platforms that we're using. So we do text messaging as well as calling. Those are the um, those are the processes that we do in order to call out leads, to follow up and nurture. We make sure that once we have the contacts coming from our back end, who spoke earlier, Paul, then we take care of that from our end, sales. Rekha and I, so Rekha does the calling, so we do that regularly on a daily basis. We follow up via calling, we follow up via texting, and then we manage it from here. We make sure that we're able to follow up and then nurture, and then we're able to get the details directly from the homeowners who's interested in selling, and then we forward them to Sid, and we do have our master list. We read that we're in, we could check what's the statuses of this particular lead, so nothing is left behind. We make sure that every data that we place in our master list is updated, and then Sid is able to go through them and be able to just contact them and then make the closing offers or whatnot. So we prepare the lead.
Hey, yeah, give me some of that shit. Give me some of that shit. Good job, Maylee. So, and then Rucka, why don't you take a minute, explain what you do, Rucka?
Yes. Hi, good evening, y'all. My name is Rekha. I'm the lead generation specialist. What I'm normally doing is I'm making call within the United States, asking if their property is for sale, and I'm also coordinating with May because we have to make sure that text campaign and the one that I'm doing, which is making calls, are synchronized. We don't want to have a multiple text sent to our prospects, and at the same time, we just want to make sure that there's no more lead duplications. And yeah, aside from that, I'm also making sure that the quality of calls is intact as a lead generation specialist.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
So anyway, so look, the thing is the team works, right? So you got to basically, as a CEO, raise your mind, right? So if you want to get 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures, it's possible. It's happening every single day. The money already exists. The cars, the houses, all that stuff is already out there. It's just that you have to figure out your plan. What do you want to do? How you want to do it? And then you have to figure out your budget, right? So you bet on yourself. I don't believe in getting a job. I haven't had a job since I was like 19 years old. So, you have to basically be able to invest in your company, but figure out what kind of company you want and how serious are you, right? So a lot of people want to do this real estate stuff. So I just know one thing, man. I get up, I grind, and I work, and I'm constantly trying to develop and increase and get better every single day. And I teach and I mentor people on how to do the same thing. I don't believe in competition. I believe there's plenty of money out here. It's just a matter of collaboration. I believe in collaborating with the right people. I believe in creating joint ventures. I believe in creating solid relationships. And then, and that's how I grow my business, man. And you guys can do the same thing.